Wetzel, and I'm a solution consultant with Beyond 20. Today I would like to show you how to add data from lookup tables into a blueprint. You can also do similar actions with one-steps, searches, expressions, and more. So first we're going to go ahead and take a look here inside of the thick client, or the blue client here. Go to Tools, we're going to go to Table Management. And we'll take a look to see on any one of these tables. We'll just do one that's towards the top, so authentication level. This has three different areas here. Well, what we want to go through and add a new row. We'll call this top dog description, admins only. All right, let me go ahead and save this. So what we just did inside of a lookup table is we added a new row of data. And if this is being done inside of a test environment where we're testing the results to make sure that everything is functioning properly, how do we move this data into a blueprint to push to production? Now, of course, you can always go through and export the table into a CSV, and I'll show you that as well. But let's go ahead and I'll show you how to add it into a blueprint. So we're going to go ahead and go to the admin tool, the orange client. We're going to left click on that and get it opened. We're going to open up a new blueprint. We are going to go to our lookup table, authentication level, and if we just go down here and hit add to blueprint, this will actually only add the definition of the table. It won't add any of the data. So what we actually need to do is hit edit data, go to the row that we want to add to the blueprint, right click on it, and left click on include. Now you can do this to everything inside of this folder if you want to. So now we're going to add everything, all the data in this table to the blueprint. And when you do this, it's usually ideal that you also add the definitions as well to the blueprint. So now we have the table, the definitions that the table holds, as well as all the data, just in case the table wasn't already in your other system. And then we just go ahead and hit save, and it's there. So if you take a look now at blueprint changes, you'll see that for the authorization level, we have the business object, the business object data, the form, and the grids. And this is what is the key indication when you look at what blueprint changes you have. This indicates that you actually have the data, and it will tell you how many rows have been included into the data. Into the blueprint. So let's go ahead and see now, what if we make a one-step? How do we add that into a blueprint? So we're going to leave this blueprint open. We're going to go back to our blue client here. And so now we're in the blue client, and we're testing some things out, and we create a one-step. Call it, it'll be for none. We'll call it test. And you can this will work with any object here. So I'm just going to put it under none just so we can find it quickly. And we'll put show pop-up. There's going to be a bunch of test objects and test variables here. And there we go. So this should throw a pop-up here. Test, perfect. Okay. So now we have a pop-up test, one step. And this will work with any kind of one step as well, but how do we include this into a blueprint to take from a test environment or from a dev environment to push to prod? And that's going to be done through the orange client within a blueprint. We're going to go to managers within a blueprint, go down to one steps. We are going to go to the associated object that we were looking at. In this case it was none. Right click on test and left click on add to blueprint. So now, not only do we have a table and data from that table in this blueprint, but now if we go over to the left column and left click on, if we go to File and then Blueprint Changes, we can see that we have under the no associated object, we have our test 1 step. Perfect. Okay. And that's how we go ahead and add items to a blueprint. Now, of course, this can be done with any manager. We can go into the expression manager or the search manager and right-click on any search and add it to the blueprint. It works the same way with any manager, and it will work the same way with any lookup table with what I've shown you today. Now, for supporting tables and major tables, as well, you can do it as well with lookup tables. We're going to have to export the data. So we're going to have to close down this blueprint. And how you export that data is simply by going to Database, running a one-time export here. We're going to export the data. And instead of doing the entire system, we're just going to do a single business object. It's pretty simple. Just go through and you can see this is full of every single object in there, lookup tables, search, and supporting and major. So this is going to show all of the tables that Cherwell has, and you can simply just go through, in this case, authorization level, and just export it to anywhere you want. So those are the couple different ways that you can export data out of Cherwell. Please let us know if you have any questions on this, and thank you for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more tips and tricks.